Welcome everyone to Project Energy Shield in Path of Exile 2, or otherwise known as a record-breaking attempt at reaching the highest energy shield possible in this game right now. This is patch 0.3, the third edict, Abyss League, probably the last patch before they delete all these big ES nodes from the tree. There's way too much big ES nodes on the tree, and there's like 5% life. So I don't know what they were thinking with that, but it's been like this since launch, so whatever. We'll do what we can. I have grouped up with Bazooka Tank, of course, as always, with these Unleague projects. We've cooked up 2 characters, but really, it's one character and another character that's going to be really funny when you learn what it does. So this is a Monk. This is an Invoker, level 96. Why is it an Invoker? Because we have a skill called Meditate. This used to be even more powerful. This used to simply double your ES. Now it's just a 1.5x multiplier. So that's the ascendancy. It is, in fact, better than the Lich. We'll talk about that later. Current record to beat is, I hear, 43,000. I've heard that number thrown around a lot. So that's what we're trying to beat. Before I go over all the gear, actually, I'm gonna mention this is one of the projects where we're actually stacking the stat that we are trying to get. If you remember the project movement speed from last patch, we did evasion stacking because we were using Queen of the Forest, so we were not actually stacking movement speed, we were stacking evasion and then converting that to movement speed with the Queen of the Forest chest. Or in PoE1, if we're stacking regen, it usually comes down to an armor stacker. It's usually you're stacking some other stat and then converting it and multiplying it along the way. This time, actually, we're stacking Energy Shield for Energy Shield. So that's it. This is our helmet. Ancestral Tiara, 660 ES. Triple socket, quality base. In general, we either want an exceptional base with an extra socket, because the extra rune is really good for increased energy shield, it's local, or we want high quality, like this chest, 30 quality. Usually the breakpoint is about 24 quality, so a 24 quality chest is very slightly better than a 20 quality chest with an extra socket. It little varies by piece, because the boots and the gloves have 100% socket effect, so socket is even more powerful on those, but these are the best bases that we could find over the last 2 weeks. Chest, 1229, energy shield. We are also stacking strength. I will explain later why. So most of these items have strength on them also. Offhand, 592 energy shield focus with 3 sockets. Main hand is just a scepter with strength and triple socket, vault for triple socket for 3 strength runes. Our ring is a grip of the Kulamak, introduced this league. It's a 30% energy shield roll, and then qualityed up to 36% energy shield, and also max percent strength, and then vault for flat strength. We vault a lot of these rings, and we had to get flat strength. And then we're mirroring that with the Ring of Kalandra, of course. It's just going to become another one of these rings. And then we're scaling both of those with a perfect ingenuity, 30% roll on both rings, and a perfect energy shield corrupt on the perfect ingenuity. Gloves are 485 ES with some strength and some gold quant. And our boots are 606 ES with 13 strength. Triple socket, both of these. Amulet, 36 flat ES, 33 strength, 100 ES, percent ES, all attributes, percent strength, global defenses, vault for extra flat strength on the base. Anointing Chakra of Stability. Now, why the hell are we anointing stun recovery and regen while stunned on an amulet? I will explain that now. Because we have 3 very funky jewels. Number 1, Heroic Tragedy, which transforms our resonance to Black Scythe training, which means that we're gonna get 1% increased energy shield per 2 strength. So now, as you can see, we path all around the tree and we got a bunch of strength, and that's why we're gaining strength on all our armor. So that's the other avenue of ES scaling, is we're stacking strength. The reason we're doing it here in resonance, because this specific Heroic Tragedy converts 4 of these nodes to natural energies, which is 40% increased energy shield. We have 3 here and 1 here. Now, this is the one that we are anointing. on our amulet. This used to be Chakra of Stability, and now it's 40% ES. And how are we getting the other ones? We put a From Nothing Resonance into another jewel socket, which this node used to be Resonance, remember, before we converted it to Black Scythe Training. And now we can click all of these without actually pathing to them. So that's 40% ES, that's 40% ES, and that's 40% ES. And then we have a third Funky Jewel, which we used to have a Megalomaniac that actually anointed some of these nodes, but Bazooka found a better one with the extra level that we got, because we were going for 95, but we went for 96. So now, this Megalomaniac anoints this Dreamcatcher node, which is 75% increased energy shield from focus, and this 5% strength Titanic node down here. Alright, that's a lot of yapping. That's the gear. The second character is a Discipline support. Now, unfortunately, Discipline in this game doesn't scale with increased energy shield. This Discipline aura is just gonna give you some flat ES, which you can scale with aura effect, and we do, and levels, but all the increases to the energy shield does not increase the energy shield that you get from this Discipline. While alone, this is multiple thousands of energy shield. In the end, it's not gonna be that meaningful of a difference. But it's a little something, so we're gonna duo. Let's put on the gear, starting now. So we're starting from 3,200 ES with just the jewels. Oh, the final jewels, we have two more. Random, regular, maximum ES, and ES from focus, percent strength, triple jewels. I sanctified like probably 50 or more of these, maybe even over 100 of them. These are the best we got. Even a 21% ES roll is better, even if the ES from focus rolls low, because it scales the entire ES gear set, not just the focus. So these are the two best jewels we got. So let's put them in, and 2% strength is important. And so we're starting from 3,335 ES. I'm gonna put on this Astramantis, so I have some stats to put on the rest of the gear, and then we'll swap to this amulet. So we'll do it piece by piece. 17,000 ES with the chest. 27,000 with the helm. 35,000 with the boots. 42,000. We're approaching the current record. Okay, let's do the focus next. The focus is big. 52,000 with the focus. Nice. All right, the strength goes on. 53,000. Now the rings. 55k. 58k. Now let's scale them. 60,000. Okay. Now let's put on the real amulet instead of the Astramantis. 66,000. And now let's demonstrate why we're a monk. 99,300. Why monk and not an abyssal lich? That's why. Okay, so we're pretty close to 100k. But I think we can do better. Let's give the gear to Bazooka. Hello, sir. I have some gear for you.
You still have more stuff to do?
Oh, yeah. All right. We have some more actions to perform, guys. So we have 20% increased energy shield if you have consumed power charge recently. Now, how do we consume power charges? We summon a skeletal cleric. And then we have charge regulation for 21% more defenses if you have an endurance charge. So this is Bazooka generating endurance charges for this charge regulation. And then I'm gonna consume a skeletal cleric with profane ritual to get power charges. And then I will consume the power charges and get a little more ES. There's the power charge. Once it's gone, it's consumed, then I meditate, and that's the number. 125,000 ES. Only shows up for like a second or two, but that's the number. In hideout. that is not the final number, because we're gonna go into a sanctum, a trial of Sekhema, because there is relics in the game with increased defenses, which roll up to 70%. So you can actually have a full sanctum with 70% increased defenses on every single relic. And not only that, you can further scale those with boons from the sanctum itself. So if you go into a sanctum and you collect 2 specific boons, one of them being a lustrous lacquer, you gain 50% more defenses, and enchanted urn, 30% increased effect of your non-unique relics, which is all of these, then you can get an even bigger number. So let's go into that sanctum now. Here is the sanctum. Yeah, it's not. It doesn't show the scale, but we have a screenshot of your boons. So this is what we're going into: 630% increased defenses, which is basically 630% increased ES, which just adds to our already huge, massive, you know, energy shield multiplier. So it's not gonna like 6x our ES, but you know. And then this gets scaled by 30% by the effect of non-unique relics. So it's actually like 900 or wait, 800 something. Wait. 630 times 1.3.
It's 819.
819% increased ES. All right, let's go in. All right, we're in, guys. 146k ES is our starting point. Now we generate some endurance charges. Then we generate some power charges. Then we consume the power charges. And we meditate. Oh, I meditated too early. Wait. Consume, meditate, 271,300 and something, I didn't see it. Go again. Boom. 272,895 is the final number. And I think that matches up with, mostly matches up with PoB. Nice.
Yeah. Now,
that's
the
it.
funny part. Look at your, yeah?
Alright, now let's see how much of this ES is being provided by the support character. This huge discipline character with massive aura effect scaling and all of that. Turn off your discipline, Bazooka.
I did.
It's 7k. It's a 7k difference with the Giga Disc bots. So there has been some nerfs that this monk meditate ability received, and it's in fact really hard to find. This meditate is on PoE2, right? And it says it's doubles your ES. This skill cannot be used if your energy shield is already double its normal maximum. So look, this is supposed to double your ES, but this is in version 2.0. But this is the latest thing, right? This is version 2.0. No, if you scroll all the way down here, there is another meditate, and this is missing the double line. So it's actually just a 1.5x multiplier. Now Bazooka gets really scared because we built all this around this monk, right? And what if the Abyssal Lich is actually better? But he's PoB the Abyssal Lich, even with a cheating chest and the Umbral Souls. So this is Skeletal Frost Mages grant 35% increased energy shield. So this is the other avenue of big ES scaling. You stack Spirit, and then you get a lot of these Skeletal Mages. But even with an 8 mod chest, he tried to beat it, and he couldn't get close to this number. It is definitely closer now with that Meditate is only 1.5x and not 2x. Our initial PoB was actually like 350k with the double Meditate.
380k.
380k, yeah. But I think he couldn't get more than like 220 or something with the Skeletal Mages, with the Lich version, and that's with a level 99 character. So Monk is actually better. Or maybe there is some super smart PoBer out there who can beat it, at least in theory, then do it. PoBs, including the experimental Lich one, will be linked in the description of the video. Check him out. I guess we can mention it. All right, so there's another extra 60% energy shield that you can get if you get a Rite of Passage Owl. That's another 60% on top of the 3000%, but that requires you killing a rare and then unequipping the belt, because this belt has increased charges used, so you have to kill a rare while in a sanctum without getting, you know, losing the honor, then re-equipping the belt and then doing the rotation for an extra few thousand. So the record could be beaten if you did exactly this and also Kira Del Rare, but we are not doing that. Shoutouts. Shoutouts to Bazooka Tank, of course, for PoBing. Also, crafting all the stuff together with Bazooka was fun. There's a whole video about crafting all of this gear on YouTube if you want to check it out, how these were made. Shoutouts to Rox for helping me level this character. It went so much faster. She was boosting. And shoutouts to Rox for editing this video that you're watching right now. That's her. It's my manager and roommate and girlfriend. So, shoutouts to Rox. And shoutouts to everyone who contributed to N-League funds. Of course, these projects couldn't be as min-maxed as they are without all this extra currency that we get for specifically these projects. We could usually do like 70-80% as good from our own money, but if we want to go the ultimate min-max, like lock-walling stuff, that is only possible with N-League donations. So thank you for contributing. That's it. We got the energy shield. That's the end of the video. I think there's nothing else to say. So you know, like and subscribe, press the buttons if you want or don't. There will be other videos in the future like this, and otherwise, thanks for watching. Okay, meditating. Meditated. 116k. Here we go. Boom! It still blows us. Everyone's dead.